Hello everyone and welcome back to Ace Attorney Investigations 2 Prosecutor's Gambit, where there was an assassination attempt and I am doing something I hate, which is recording the day before an episode goes up. I don't know why. It always feels like I waited till the last minute to do an assignment. Except, you know, it's not homework. It's something, it's YouTube. It's something that matters. Mr. Edgeworth, we found someone who fits the bill perfectly, sir. Way to nab the assassin, Gummy.
Hold on, Kay. It's a little soon to be jumping to conclusions. For the moment, they're a person of interest and nothing more. Understood?
Okay, no jumping. But he's our shooter, sir. I'm sure of it. He's the guy who tried to take out the president. Broad daylight, surrounded by a crowd of witnesses. This is no ordinary assassin.
Bring him over here, detective. Carefully.
Yes, sir. Come on, boys. You heard Mr. Edgeworth. Wait a second. We've seen this guy before. Also, just so many questions about what I'm looking at right now. Like there's the seashell on the shirt. The monocle, yep. And then everything about the ice cream. I'm just fascinated. I want more angles. It looks like there's a... Never mind. It looked like, at first it looked like there was like a mouth with one dimple. No umbrella and a bandage on his left arm. Well, pal, state your name already. Doe. John Doe. Charmed, I'm sure.
John Doe.
Not a name you hear often in real life. That's correct. You know this man from somewhere, I'm sure of it. You are Prosecutor Edgeworth.
You know my name.
Of course, I've been following the day's developments with some interest. Now, perhaps you'd like to explain why you've asked to speak with me?
As you've been following our investigation, you're no doubt already aware of who we're looking for. So let me ask you, do you recognize this raincoat by any chance?
Forgive me, but I'm afraid I do not.
I see. Well, I believe its owner to be the would-be assassin we are seeking.
My. Well, isn't that just shocking?
This same would-be assassin happens to have an injured left arm. Just like you.
All I can tell you is that I had nothing to do with this unfortunate affair. The two adversaries stare each other down, their eyes like deadly lasers. Care to tell the readers what happens next? A showdown, that's what. A battle of wits. A battle of words. Dare I let him explain any further what he thinks this upcoming battle will entail? Sure, let the man blab. Oh, this is probably a tutorial. In the battle of wits, you never know if or when the other guy might be lying or just plain mistaken. But if you spot an inconsistency in any statement of theirs, you gotta present the evidence that proves it. And to do that, I'll need to first open my organizer with R and press X to present my evidence. Okay. But if there ain't no inconsistencies to find, then you gotta change tack, press for more information, and see what you can shake loose. Indeed, I can press my opponent with L. Why don't you show us how it's done, Mr. Edgeworth? Stepping up to bat, our nation's top prosecutor. Once I'm able to quietly gather my thoughts, yes. Oh, here we go! Doe's deposition, okay. I can understand why whoever wore the raincoat would be of interest to you. But you have no proof that this person is injured as you claim. Alright, I can already refute that. My left arm may be injured, but I can still use my right. When it started raining, I simply opened my umbrella. No raincoat required. That doesn't seem right either.
So you contend that you were not wearing a raincoat, is that correct?
It is, and is that so strange? Not everyone wears one after all. I happen to prefer an umbrella. Team raincoat over here. They're perfect for when a girl really needs to move. Heck, I don't use neither. Come rain, sleet, snow, or shine, it's my trusty parka every time. Exactly the line of inquiry I was hoping to pursue. So you see, I'm not your would-be killer.
I'm not in the habit of making baseless accusations, Mr. Doe.
Please, I'm just a simple ice cream cell. Oh my. Uh-huh. I mean, my wound seems to have begun bleeding again in all the excitement. The owner of the raincoat is definitely our assassin, and said owner also has an injured left arm.
I'm on to you, Mr. Doe. It's only a matter of time.
There we go. But you have no proof that this person is injured as you claim. I do. That would be the... raincoat, 'cause it's got the blood on the inside. Objection! Ooh, achievement!
You seem like a careful man, Mr. Doe, but not quite careful enough. After all, you left something behind, something of vital importance.
I'm afraid you must have me confused with somebody else. The coat does not belong to me, or do you claim to have some kind of proof to support your accusation?
Your arm isn't troubling you too much, I hope. Your wound seems to be bleeding again.
I'll survive, although I can't pretend it's not something of an inconvenience. I just realized he's taking the bloody napkin and putting it back on his ice cream. Ugh.
You have my deepest sympathies. Because if it wasn't bleeding quite so badly, you could perhaps have made a clean getaway.
What exactly are you insinuating?
As we've already established, whoever wore the raincoat is injured. And now I can prove that person was you, with this decisive piece of evidence.
Oh, his ice cream's melting. Ah, you hate to see it.
You see, Mr. Doe, there is a small amount of blood on the inside of this raincoat. Blood that belongs to our assassin.
Whoops. Fantastic. Attempted murder of a foreign leader, causing a diplomatic incident. They'll throw the book at you.
You can give us a silent treatment all you like, but we don't need you to talk. Simple blood test will give us the answer we require. And all it takes is for us to compare the blood on your bandages with that on the coat, and that will be that.
Hope he doesn't like that.
We have the evidence. Why don't you make it easier on all of us and come clean? Admit that you were the one who attempted to assassinate the president of Jingfa.
I'm not your assassin.
You're stubborn, I'll give you that. But if this were a game of chess,
oh, here we go.
You would already be in checkmate. Now do the honorable thing and admit defeat.
I mean, it'd be a pretty short case if that was it. He doesn't look like a man with no moves left to play. Very well, you have me. I'll admit it, I was wearing the raincoat. He confessed, say the word and I'll slap the cuffs on him right now. But I did not shoot at the president. What? Mr. Edgeworth, the only thing you have proven is that I was wearing a particular raincoat. And as far as I'm aware, that is not a crime. Well, maybe. Doe's deposition part 2. I'm no assassin, I'm a simple ice cream seller. One who happened to be wearing a red raincoat while watching the president speak. I was as surprised as anyone when his bodyguard sprang into action and the shots rang out. That's when the spectators panicked and started running and screaming for their lives. Now, are you finally satisfied that I'm telling the truth? As if your story stinks! You don't scare me. The evidence is on our side, you know. Look, it's right there plain as day, the assassin, and they're wearing a red raincoat. Yeah, but we gotta prove that it was that one. Intriguing, but that is not me. Oh, come on! Tell me, Mr. Edgeworth, do you really think I was the only one in the entire park wearing a red raincoat today? I do, actually. But then why? Why does he seem so sure of himself? Oh, is he like a red herring? Oh, well, we're still going. I'm no assassin, I'm a simple ice cream seller. I don't have one who happen to be wearing a red coat while watching the president speak. I was surprised at anyone when his bodyguards sprang into action and shots rang out. That's when the spectators panicked and started running and screaming for their lives.
In any event, the shooter was wearing a red raincoat. We have a photographic proof of that, and yet...
Mr. John Doe here swears it wasn't him. That guy's lying through his teeth, I tell ya. No one gets away with disrespecting Mr. Edgeworth, pal. Not on my watch.
Calm down, detective. We will get to the truth out of him by catching him in a lie.
Yeah, so let's keep at him. He'll let something slip soon enough.
Hold it!
Press him?
A simple ice cream seller, but a knowledgeable one, I assume. On the subject of ice cream, at least.
But of course, ask me anything you wish. Ugh, I don't know the first thing about ice cream.
You know what the, most important thing about making ice cream is, of course.
Mr. Edgeworth? Why, the most important thing about making ice cream is to approach it with a virtuous heart.
What does virtue have to do with anything?
Without proper reverence for the craft, I'm afraid all you'll ever make are sweetened crystals of ice. There, I hope that you now see. Nothing more than an ice cream seller. I don't think this is gonna go anywhere, but we'll just...
Why a raincoat? Were you not using an umbrella?
We already established this. Is that so strange? It was a rainy morning. Most people were wearing a jacket of some kind. Oh yeah, but didn't he said he was more of an umbrella person, so we already know that he lies.
Well, I'd say it's a pretty strange choice considering you couldn't get one of your arms into it.
Better that than have one of my hands occupied by an umbrella. I had ice cream to serve after all.
Then why go to such lengths to avoid testifying to that effect in the first place?
Forgive me, I simply hadn't remembered until now. I feel like he could have played that off so much better by being like, well, I didn't want you to suspect me because... something, I don't know. It's been an eventful day after all.
Eventful?
Well, I hardly know what else to call it, Mr. Edgeworth. The president of Jingfa was shot at.
Hold
it! So you saw the bodyguards move before you heard the gunshots?
Yes, if I recall correctly, they moved first. At least the one on the left did.
You're rather observant, Mr. Doe.
I'm blessed with keen eyes. The names of the bodyguards were written on the top left corner of the security plan. Uh-huh.
The one on the left was Rook.
That's correct, Sebastian Rook, I believe. How do you know that? I expect you noticed the light from a laser sight. Man is no amateur. Mr. Doe knows a little too much about the business of being a bodyguard for my liking. I'd say our friend here is no amateur either.
I'd like you to append what you just said to your testimony if you don't mind.
As you wish. Was especially quick to respond.
Hold it!
Let's press that.
So the bodyguard on the left was the first to move.
By the smallest fraction, yes, he reacted admirably swiftly. His name was Bastian Rook, did you say? I swear you said that.
It appears you've assessed the situation quite astutely.
No more so than anybody else, I'm sure. He's good, he didn't even flinch. Do I have anything to refute that? Extrapolation from bullet trajectory suggests that 2 shots were fired from the left side of the spectator area. Now, when they're saying left and right, are they talking stage left and right, or like how we're facing? Knight to immediately escort president to plane in case of emergency. So I would expect the person on the right to move first. Assuming... Again, they aren't talking about like stage left. The smallest fraction. Let's go through the pictures. Alright, so there's the laser pointer. Yeah, it doesn't help. Okay. Prosecutor, that doesn't help me. Is there any... Jingfa to visit. Samurai balloon. Not helpful. Declining popularity by sheer force of will. Can you please... President thrusts his fists into the air as the excitement reaches fever pitch. Wait, there's the gun bang bang. Oh, we're back. Okay. I didn't see the 3 dots at the bottom at first. None of that helps. The bodyguard on the left, Bastion Rook, was especially quick to respond. Oh, we're at the profiles. That was made on his life as he gave President's speech hoping to snap up a scoop. What happens if I go through all this? In the event the shooter was wearing a red raincoat, we have photographic proof of that, and yet... Here John Doe here swears it wasn't him. The guy's lying through his teeth. No one gets away. Not my watch. Happened to be wearing a red raincoat. Uh-huh.
Hold it!
The bodyguard on the left was the first to move. The smallest fraction, yes, he reacted admirably swiftly. His name was Bastion Rook. Like, something is off about that. Oh, no. What do I have? What do I have that can help me here? I feel like I need to present something. They're running, yet nothing there. Surprises anyone when his bodyguard sprang into action when the shots rang out. This is again, like... I feel like if they're talking about stage left, then that's wrong. Rook was on the right. Knight to immediately escort President. They Say, Frosty, we know who might be in the audience. Lead Rook, second knight. There's also like the knight to immediately escort president to plane. So I feel like the knight would act first. I'm gonna try. I have nothing else.
As I suspected, you are more than what you claim to be, Mr. Doe.
You overestimate me, Mr. Edgeworth.
Oh, then tell me how a simple ice cream seller knows one of the presidential bodyguard's names.
Well, what? You jest, surely. You were the one who spoke their names aloud. Rook and Knight, was it? No.
We only know those names thanks to the security plan. But look closely, only their surnames appear.
Wow.
Yet we all clearly heard you say the name Bastion Rook.
I thought that we had used that name already.
How did you come to possess such information? Information we ourselves didn't have.
Seems pretty darn suspicious to me.
Well, how did you know? Explain yourself.
It was merely a slip of the tongue. Another lie. He is the assassin, just like we said. Come now, miss. It's a little soon to be jumping to such conclusions. I did know their names, yes, and the reason for that is, well, I know Mr. Rook. He and I are acquainted.
What?
We have something of a connection. And his is a name I could never forget. You'd think we're stupid, pal. Stop lying. I'm not lying. I am, as I always have been, a simple ice cream seller. And an acquaintance of Bastion Rook. Yes.
I suppose Mr. Rook will confirm that. It should be easy enough for him to remember his good friend, the slippery ice cream seller, correct? Please, you're more than welcome to ask him, although I think that might be difficult right now. I would imagine he's rather busy ensuring the president's safety. But suppose you're able to speak with him and he does deny that he and I are acquainted, will it help you prove I was the shooter? If you weren't the shooter, why take off your raincoat?
Because it was no longer raining. In fact, it had grown quite warm. Far better to let my wound breathe, no? Or would you rather I'd let it fester? Is he actually going to worm his way out of this? What are you waiting for, Mr. Edgeworth? Hurry up and arrest that man. He's clearly guilty. If I were you, he'd be in jail already. And that is why you are where you are. You might be willing to arrest a man without sufficient proof, but I am not. I mean, I don't know what he has like. Yeah, never mind. New Edgeworth. No, come on, Mr. Edgeworth. There's got to be something you can do. Shocking scenes here as the culprit seems all but certain to escape justice. No, we can do this. It does seem the court of public opinion has spoken. Very well, as I will clearly be viewed with suspicion no matter what I say. Might as well share what I know.
What you know?
What's his angle here? Yeah, he can only, like, dig himself in deeper. Why would he do this? I saw them. I saw another person with a red hood. Are you kidding? It's the person you captured in your photograph. I first noticed them just before the president's speech began. It was still raining then. Their outfit was the same color as my own, which is what drew my attention, as did the laser beam that was aimed directly at the president's head. He's claiming there was another red-hooded person? Preposterous. Why? I knew that if anyone saw me dressed similarly to this individual, I could fall under suspicion myself, and so naturally I removed my raincoat.
So not only did you see the assassin, but they were wearing exactly the same thing as you? How very convenient.
I thought you might find it far-fetched, hence my not mentioning it until now. I know you law enforcement people are very skeptical types. You would never have believed me, especially not if I had said the shooter was standing right next to a certain prosecutor.
Well, I know you don't mean me. I wasn't even summoned until after the shooting.
No, not you, Mr. Edgeworth. Your colleague over there. Huh? Me? Yes, the photograph will prove it, I'm sure. You see right there in front of the person with the red hood. That's me, yes, but I what exactly are you saying? What's his end game here? As I mentioned, I've been following your investigation with some interest, Mr. Edgeworth, and while pondering the details, I noticed something strange.
Strange? What exactly?
We'll just have to find out what that strange thing is in the next episode. I hope you're all enjoying this. Please let me know in the comments if you are. As always, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.